A catalytic converter replacement can cost Kia owners thousands of dollars. But what if a simple 20-minute drive could help in the right situation? No tools, no crawling under the car, just sustained heat and one driving pattern that short-trip cars rarely experience. But try it when the real problem is a misfire, oil burning, or another engine fault, and you could be making an expensive problem even worse. Picture this. The Kia starts normally. No smoke, no strange noise. Maybe it feels a little sluggish, maybe it does not. Then the scanner shows one code, P0420, catalyst system efficiency below threshold. That sounds final, doesn't it? The natural reaction is simple. The catalytic converter must be dead. Replace it, clear the light, and move on. But does that code actually tell you the converter is physically destroyed? No. The code tells you that the computer has detected catalyst performance below the expected threshold. What it does not tell you, by itself, is exactly why. Your Kia monitors exhaust conditions using oxygen sensors positioned around the catalytic converter. The computer compares their behavior to judge whether the converter is doing its job effectively. Think of the code as an alarm. It tells you something is wrong. It does not automatically identify who set it off. The converter could be aged or damaged, but the diagnosis can also involve exhaust leaks, sensor behavior, misfires, oil consumption, coolant contamination, or other engine conditions affecting the exhaust. This is the key point. The 20-minute heat cycle has one specific purpose. It gives a healthy, short-trip-driven Kia sustained, fully warmed operation. It cannot rebuild broken ceramic, repair a melted catalyst, or stop an engine problem that is actively sending contamination into the exhaust. So how can you tell whether your Kia is even a reasonable candidate? That check takes less time to explain than the drive itself, and skipping it is the most dangerous mistake in this entire video. Imagine a Kia shaking badly at idle. The check engine light is flashing, the engine is misfiring, and raw fuel may be entering the exhaust. Would you take that car onto the highway and deliberately keep it under load for 20 minutes? Sounds like a terrible idea? It is. Before trying the routine, make sure the Kia is not showing obvious signs of a serious engine or cooling system problem. A flashing check engine light is a stop sign for this experiment. So is severe shaking, obvious misfiring, overheating, major power loss, heavy blue exhaust smoke, or unexplained coolant loss. If the car is practically begging for mechanical attention, the answer is not, maybe a highway run will sort it out. Misfires are especially important. Unburned fuel entering the exhaust can create extreme heat inside the converter and damage the internal catalyst structure. What if the Kia has a steady check engine light, a stored P0420, but otherwise starts, idles, and drives normally? Record all stored codes before doing anything. If P0420 appears with misfire codes such as P0300 or cylinder-specific faults like P0301, deal with the engine fault first. The logic is simple. There is no point trying to improve conditions inside the converter while the engine is still sending the problem straight back into it. And Kia owners need one extra layer of awareness. Certain 2012 to 2016 Kia Soul vehicles with the 1.6-liter gasoline direct injection engine were involved in a catalyst overheating recall campaign. If the vehicle falls within an affected recall or service campaign, check the VIN and repair history. An official repair procedure takes priority over an internet driving trick. Now suppose the Kia passes the common sense check. It runs smoothly, no flashing warning, no overheating. Its daily life is mostly short trips, traffic, and low-speed driving. That is where the promised 20 minutes finally become relevant. Interestingly, one Kia owner on Reddit asked a simple question after seeing the P0420 code. Should I just take the car on a long highway drive before replacing the catalytic converter? That's actually a much smarter question than immediately asking which converter to buy. Because this entire Korean driving method is based on one idea most owners never think about: how the car is actually being driven every day. And once you understand that, the 20-minute trick suddenly makes a lot more sense. This is probably the best place for this Reddit thread. Monday morning, 5 miles to work, engine off. Lunch break, a short drive across town, engine off again. Evening traffic, a quick stop at the store, then home. Notice the pattern? The Kia keeps getting warmed, and cooled, but rarely gets uninterrupted time at full operating temperature. So the trick is not really about driving fast. It is about giving the car something its normal routine may never provide: sustained, fully warmed operation. The method happens in 3 simple phases, and the first one begins before the 20-minute clock even starts. Start with normal driving. Do not begin with a cold engine and immediately demand heavy load from it. Drive normally until the engine reaches its usual operating temperature. No dramatic revving in the driveway. No aggressive launch toward the highway. Why start this way? Because the goal is a controlled, sustained operating period, not a sudden temperature spike from a cold start. Once the Kia is properly warmed, the useful part begins. Enter a suitable highway and maintain a normal, legal, steady cruise for roughly 20 minutes. Accelerate smoothly. Settle into a consistent speed. If traffic conditions allow, avoid constantly accelerating hard and braking again. This is where a lot of people misunderstand the method. They hear cleaning drive and imagine bouncing off the red line like the engine owes them money. That is not the trick. Different Kia engines, transmissions, and gear ratios will run at different engine speeds on the highway. There is no honest, universal RPM target that applies to every Kia model. What matters is uninterrupted driving with the vehicle fully warm and operating normally. So no forced low gear, no red line, no dangerous speed. Exactly. Heat is useful, abuse is not. Here's what that uninterrupted time actually does. A catalytic converter contains a coated internal structure filled with small passages. Exhaust gases flow through those passages, while chemical reactions convert harmful pollutants into less harmful compounds. The catalyst is simply designed to work hot. Have you ever noticed a car that spends its whole life on short errands sometimes feels smoother after a proper highway journey? That is the operating pattern idea behind this routine. Sustained driving keeps the engine and exhaust system under stable, fully warmed conditions for longer than a series of 5-minute trips can. Think of the difference between heating a pan for 10 seconds, turning it off, and repeating that all day, versus bringing it to working temperature and keeping it there. That is the entire concept. Not a secret chemical, not an unsafe top speed run, a proper heat cycle. After the highway portion, return to normal driving. Leave the highway safely and continue the journey without immediately treating the car like the experiment is over the second the timer reaches 20 minutes. Then comes the part impatient owners hate: waiting. Emissions monitors do not necessarily complete every self-check immediately. The vehicle may require additional normal driving before the computer has enough information to evaluate catalyst performance again. And if the light stays away, continue observing the car. Pay attention to fuel economy, throttle response, warning lights, and whether the code returns. In fact, a Kia owner later shared that after addressing the issue and giving the car a proper sustained drive, the warning light eventually disappeared and stayed away. Now that's one owner's experience, not proof that every Kia will respond the same way. But it does show why understanding operating conditions is worth trying before assuming the converter itself has failed. But what if it does return? That is where the story gets more interesting, because one Kia owner spent thousands trying to make P0420 disappear, and the code still came back. Imagine paying around $2,200 for catalytic converter work. The repair is completed. You get the Kia back. The bill hurts, but at least the problem should be finished. Then the check engine light appears again. Same warning. And according to the owner's Reddit post, the same P0420 code returned. So what does that tell us? It tells us why replacing parts without understanding the full problem can become a very expensive cycle. A returning P0420 can require a broader diagnosis. A technician may need to inspect oxygen sensor behavior, exhaust leaks, fuel correction data, misfire history, oil consumption, and other conditions affecting the exhaust system. The converter might genuinely have needed attention. The point is not to diagnose that owner's car from a post. The point is that a 4-figure repair does not make an upstream problem magically disappear. And that brings up a bigger question. What if the converter is not the villain in the story at all? What if it is the victim? Because the 3 biggest mistakes Kia owners make with this problem all lead back to that question. Mistake number 3 wastes money on a shortcut. Mistake number 2 quietly creates the exact driving pattern this method is trying to correct. And mistake number 1 can destroy a replacement converter after you have already paid for the first one. That last mistake is where another Kia owner's story becomes impossible to ignore. So let's get into it. The check engine light appears, the scan shows P0420, and the first search online brings up bottle after bottle promising to clean the catalytic converter. Pour it in the tank, drive around, problem solved. Sounds easy, right? Almost suspiciously easy. But there is a question the bottle cannot answer. Why did the code appear in the first place? A fuel system or catalyst cleaning product may be part of some owner's maintenance approach, but it is not a diagnosis. If the problem is a cracked exhaust pipe, a failing sensor, severe oil burning, a misfire, or physically damaged catalyst material, pouring something into the fuel tank does not repair that fault. Most people get this backward. They start buying treatments before understanding what the car is trying to tell them. Does that mean every cleaner is useless? No. It means a product and a diagnosis are two different things. Only use products that are compatible with the specific vehicle and follow the manufacturer's directions exactly. More cleaner is not automatically more cleaning. And remember the central idea of this video. The 20-minute routine is about sustained, fully warmed operation, not a mystery chemical poured into the tank. But even a perfectly healthy Kia can develop a completely different problem when its daily routine never changes. And this next mistake probably describes more drivers than they realize. 5 minutes to the office, 7 minutes to the store, 10 minutes through traffic. None of those trips sounds harmful on its own. But what happens when that is almost every journey the Kia makes for years? The owner may be doing everything else correctly. Oil changes are on schedule, warning lights are taken seriously, the car is never driven aggressively. Yet the operating pattern itself is still unusual. If nearly every trip is short, give the vehicle regular opportunities for a proper, uninterrupted drive. That does not mean racing the engine or inventing an exact speed target. A normal highway journey, long enough for the vehicle to reach and remain at full operating temperature, is the point. Think about it. The Kia was designed to do more than start, crawl through 3 traffic lights, park, cool down, and repeat. Have you ever noticed moisture dripping from an exhaust during warm-up? Water is a normal product of combustion, and short operating periods can leave more moisture in the exhaust system because there is less sustained heat and time for it to evaporate. A longer journey changes the operating environment. The engine stays warm, the exhaust stays warm, conditions stabilize. That is why the heat cycle idea makes the most sense for a normally running vehicle whose life is dominated by short trips. But short trips are still only number 2. Mistake number 1 is far more expensive because it can follow a brand new converter straight out of the repair shop. If this is helping you understand what that Kia warning light may actually be telling you, subscribe now. The next mistake is the one that can turn one converter repair into another expensive repair all over again. A Kia owner posted about repeated catalytic converter trouble while also dealing with oil consumption concerns. According to the owner's post, the converter had been replaced multiple times. At that point, what is the real question? Why does the converter keep failing? This is the biggest lesson in the entire video. Sometimes the converter is not the original problem. It is the expensive component suffering from a problem somewhere else. An engine that burns significant oil can send contamination into the exhaust stream. A misfire can send unburned fuel toward the converter. Coolant entering combustion can also contaminate the exhaust system. Replace the converter without addressing the source, and the new part may be exposed to the same damaging conditions. The Reddit post does not prove exactly what caused every failure on that Kia, but repeated converter trouble alongside oil consumption concerns points to the same conclusion. Something upstream keeps hurting the part. Think about the pattern. Converter replaced, problem returns, converter replaced again. At some point, the most important question is no longer which converter should be installed. It becomes, what keeps hurting the converter? Watch for falling oil level between services, blue exhaust smoke, repeated misfire codes, rough running, unusual coolant loss, and recurring warning lights. Those clues matter more than another bottle or another highway run. But suppose the Kia runs well, the 20-minute routine is completed, and P0420 still returns. What then? This is the moment when frustration usually wins. The drive is finished, the car seemed fine for a while. Then one morning, the orange light is back. Should you repeat the drive? Replace the converter? Clear the code again and pretend you never saw it? None of those decisions should be automatic. If P0420 returns, use it as information, not just an annoyance. If the code returns, stop guessing. Check the engine, sensors, and exhaust before blaming the converter again. In plain English, a technician needs to see what's happening before the exhaust reaches the converter and what the sensors are seeing after it. If the car's behavior improved and there are no dangerous symptoms, another normal, sustained highway journey at a later time may be reasonable for a short trip-driven vehicle. And how do you know when the method has almost no chance of helping? Picture the converter's internal structure like a ceramic honeycomb, now melted together, cracked, or contaminated beyond function. 20 minutes of highway driving cannot rebuild that. A converter with melted internal material, broken substrate, severe restriction, or catalyst damage needs proper inspection and, likely, replacement. A rattling noise from the converter area can suggest broken internal material, but do not crawl beneath a hot or unsupported vehicle to check it. Severe power loss has other possible causes too, so proper testing is what separates them. This is where spending money on diagnosis actually saves money. A correct answer is cheaper than replacing parts until the warning disappears. So where does that leave the owner whose Kia mainly does short city trips and currently has no converter warning? In the best position of all, prevention. Most drivers only think about the catalytic converter after the check engine light appears. But why wait for the expensive warning? If the Kia mostly does short journeys, work a normal, longer drive into its routine when practical. Keep the engine properly maintained. Address misfires quickly. Check the oil level regularly, especially if you suspect excessive consumption. Investigate unexplained coolant loss instead of repeatedly topping it up and forgetting about it. None of that sounds like a secret trick, and that is exactly the point. The real secret is understanding the relationship between the engine and the converter. The converter can only deal with what arrives in the exhaust. Keep combustion problems unresolved, and the converter pays the price. Give a healthy vehicle nothing but short, interrupted trips, and it never experiences the same operating pattern as one that regularly completes longer journeys. That is what makes the 20-minute method useful to understand. Not because every P0420 can be driven away, but because a 4-figure repair should come after understanding the problem, not before it. A 20-minute drive costs almost nothing, but knowing when to try it and when not to is what can save real money. Before paying for another converter, find out whether the catalyst itself has failed or whether the engine is still creating the problem upstream. Drop your Kia model, year, mileage, and code in the comments, and tell everyone what the car is doing right now. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.